Hai, Assalamualaikum. My name is Wan Nur Alia binti Wan Badru. I'm from the smallest state in Malaysia and I have called Perlis as home for the past 21 years. I really enjoy watching K-dramas and recently I had watched 2521 in just 2 days. One of the K-drama that had hit me harder than I could imagine is Weightlifting Kim Bok-joo, where had made me falling in love with weightlifting sport. After had listened to my short introduction about myself, I think you can already guess what is my favorite sport. It is weightlifting and yes, I don't know how to play it. I can even barely lift a 10 kg of rice. Some of my favorite athletes in weightlifting is Nurul Afika Muhammad Zamzuri from Malaysia and Lasha Talahadzi from Georgia. I admire Nurul Afika's spirit as even though her family state is not stable, but she still can manage to train herself until she able to enter a competition. And I personally really like to watch Lasha Talahadzi's screen time, as basically you can feel the shiver every time he lifts the barbell. Lasha been holding the all-time world record regardless of weight category in the snatch 225 kilo, the clean and jerk 267 kilo, and the total of 492 kilo since 2021. Lifting has a long history that can be traced back to the beginning of recorded history, when people were fascinated with physical abilities. Many ancient writings talk about this. In many prehistoric tribes, they will try to lift a big rock. The first one to lift it will write their name on the stone. In Greek and Scottish castle, you can find rock like this in the wall. Weightlifting was first added to the Olympic in 1896 Athens Olympic Games as part of track and field and was officially recognized as its own event in 1914. It took 18 years for the sports to be recognized by public. In this early game, a distinction was drawn between lifting with one hand only and lifting with two hands. In 1928, the sport dropped the one-hand exercise altogether, leaving only the three remaining exercises: the clean, the press and snatch, and the clean and jerk. There were still very few strength training gyms in 1916s, but exercise machines started to be added to them slowly over the next few years. During the 1970s, weight training became popular and more popular after the bodybuilding movie Pumping Iron came out. Olympic weightlifting is sport in which athletes compete to lift a barbell full of weight plates from the ground to their shoulders. Each athlete wants to lift the heaviest weight barbells. Weight, plates, collar, chalk, tape, shoes, and the belts are some of the equipment that people use to work out. Athletes compete in a division determined by their body mass. For example, in men categories, the classes start from 61 kilo to 102 kilo and over. Different with women categories, the classes started from 49 kilo to 81 kilos and over. All sports have their own rules, so does weightlifting. It's not just a simple lift and win. There are two stages in modern Olympic weightlifting, the snatch and the clean and jerk. Here, I will take Lasha performance as an example. The video that you watch now is the example for the snatch. The snatch is where the weightlifter pick up the barbell and lift it above his head in one singular motion. Now, let's take a look at clean and jerk with using Lasha as example again. Thank you, Lasha. Okay, in the clean and jerk, the weightlifter is first required to pick up the barbell and bring it up to his chest, which called clean. The lifter then must pause and extend his arm and legs to lift it above the head, which called jerk, with a straight elbow and have to hold it there until a buzzer is sounded. A weightlifter is given 3 snatches attempt and 3 clean and jerk attempts each. To figure out who won, a weightlifter does their best at snatching, clean and jerk, and adds them up. The one who lifts the most weight is the winner. A participant is allowed to increase the weight for his next attempt after a successful lift. The one who decided to lift the lowest weight in the first attempt is allowed to go first, and he must attempt to lift within 1 minute of his and must lift it 1 minute after his name being called out in any tournament. If they fail at that weight, they can try again with the same weight or try a heavier weight after other competitors have tried the previous weight or any intermediate weight. In the situation that two people lift the same amount of weight, the one with the lower body weight is the winner. For example, Ali and Abu. Both of them had lifted a total of 335 kilo of barbell each. But in the end, Ali was the winner because his weight is 73 kilo, but Abu's weight is 75 kilo. And if the body weight also being equal, the one with the lesser atom will be the winner. For example, both Ali and Abu had lifted 335 kilo of barbell and both of their body weight is 73 kilo. Here, Abu will be the winner because he only needs 2 attempts to complete 335 kilo, but Ali needs to use all 3 attempts to achieve the same weight. During competition, the snatch event takes place first, followed by a short intermission, and then the clean and jerk event. This is how it works. There are 2 side judges and 1 head referee who work together to give each lift a successful or failure result based on their observation of the lift within the governing bodies and regulations. 2 successes are required for any attempt to pass. Usually, the judges and referees' results are registered via a lighting system with a white light indicating a successful lift and a red light indicating a failed lift. Although it seems to just lift it and win, but the anxiety, the stress, the pressure that the athletes need to face before, during, and after the competition are indescribable, that sometimes will lead them to make wrong decisions. There are a few issues that related to weightlifting that I like to point out. The first one, obviously, the most popular issue among all the sport, drug abuse. In September 2021, 2 Malaysian weightlifters had tested positive for banned substances. In that year, Malaysia was not allowed to send weightlifters to the Tokyo 2020 Olympics Games because of a lot of doping violations. In 2019, 3 of our athletes had failed drug tests, which led to the Tokyo 2020 ban and the International Weightlifting Federation putting the MWF on hold for a year. Surprisingly, our Commonwealth gamer, gold medalist, Muhammad Hafifi bin Mansur is among the Malaysian weightlifters to have served a drug ban. People who use drugs to improve their performance in sports could be banned from the game and their health could be at risk. It is because some drugs and other substances might give athletes an unfair advantage. Many of them had been banned by sport authorities. This isn't just because they might give an athlete an unfair advantage, but also because of the wider health risks. People who use drugs in sports break down values like fair play and teamwork. When sport people use drugs, they not only might damage their own health, but they also give sports a bad reputation and set a poor example to others. Many of these drugs are very safe when prescribed by a doctor and used for medical purposes. However, using them in sport can risk health problems because athletes may use too much, may not be under supervision, or because they might obtain them illegally, so they are not regulated. Drug abuse can cause the athlete to get panic attack, heart problem, addiction, and the very worst case is violent behavior. In conclusion, although it seems like lift and win, but if you understand and feel the strong spirit that the weightlifter brings, weightlifting might be your next favorite sport too. And also, don't forget to watch Weightlifting Kim Bokju. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.